What I'm about to show you will change how you see every conversation for the rest of your life. In the next 8 minutes, you're going to learn 7 psychology secrets so powerful that once you know them, you'll immediately recognize when someone is using them on you. And more importantly, you'll be able to use these techniques yourself to build better relationships, influence decisions, and command respect in any situation. These aren't just theories from psychology textbooks. These are real-world techniques that politicians, successful business leaders, and master negotiators use every single day. The difference is, they don't want you to know about them. I'm going to reveal exactly how they work, and by the end of this video, you'll have the same psychological tools that give certain people an almost supernatural ability to influence others. Here's what's really incredible about these techniques. They work immediately. You don't need months of practice or special training. You can literally start using them in your very next conversation and see instant results. But I have to warn you, once you learn these psychology secrets, you can't unsee them. You'll start noticing these techniques everywhere. In job interviews, sales conversations, political speeches, and even in your daily interactions with friends and family. You'll realize that influence isn't magic, it's psychology. Are you ready to unlock the psychology secrets that most people will never discover? Let's begin. The first psychology trick is called the eyebrow flash, and it's one of the most powerful nonverbal signals humans use. When you see someone you genuinely like or respect, your eyebrows automatically raise for about 1/6 of a second. This micro-expression is almost impossible to fake convincingly, which is why it's such a reliable indicator of someone's true feelings about you. But here's where it gets interesting. You can use this knowledge in reverse. If you want someone to subconsciously feel that you're happy to see them, give them a slight eyebrow flash when you first make eye contact. This triggers their brain to interpret your reaction as genuine positive emotion. Politicians and successful business leaders use this technique constantly. Try this tomorrow. When you see a coworker or friend, give them a subtle eyebrow flash while smiling. Notice how much warmer their response is compared to your usual interactions. The second psychology trick is called mirroring, and it's based on a fundamental principle. We like people who are similar to us. When someone unconsciously mirrors your body language, speech patterns, or energy level, your brain interprets this as a sign that they're on the same wavelength as you. This creates an instant feeling of connection and trust. Here's how to use it. Start by subtly matching the other person's posture. If they're leaning forward, you lean forward slightly. If they're speaking slowly, you slow down your speech pattern to match theirs. The key word here is subtly. You're not trying to become their exact mirror. It would be creepy and obvious. Instead, you're creating a gentle echo of their behavior that operates below their conscious awareness. Master negotiators and therapists use this technique to build rapid rapport. Now, most people are terrified of silence in conversation. They feel compelled to fill every pause with words, often saying things they later regret. Psychology shows us that strategic silence is one of the most powerful communication tools available. When you ask someone a question and they give you a surface-level answer, here's what most people do. They immediately ask another question or move on to a different topic. But here's what psychology experts do instead. They stay silent and maintain eye contact. This creates what psychologists call productive discomfort. The other person's brain interprets your silence as a signal that their answer was incomplete. In most cases, they'll automatically elaborate and give you much more valuable information. This technique is incredibly powerful in job interviews, sales conversations, and even personal relationships. Sales professionals who master this technique report closing 40% more deals, simply because they learn what their clients really need. Here's a psychology trick that seems completely backwards until you understand the science behind it. If you want someone to like you more, don't do favors for them. Ask them to do a small favor for you. This is called the Benjamin Franklin effect, named after the founding father who used this technique to win over a political rival. Franklin asked his opponent to lend him a rare book. After the man agreed, their relationship completely transformed. Here's why this works. When someone does you a favor, their brain needs to justify why they helped you. The easiest explanation is that they must like you. Otherwise, why would they have gone out of their way to help? This creates what psychologists call cognitive consistency. Our actions influence our thoughts and feelings more than we realize. The key is to ask for small, reasonable favors that don't inconvenience the other person. Ask a coworker to recommend a good restaurant. Ask a neighbor to borrow a tool. Each small favor creates a tiny psychological investment in your relationship. The next psychology principle explains why some people seem to effortlessly get others to agree to big requests, while others get shot down constantly. The foot in the door technique works by starting with a small request that's almost impossible to refuse, then gradually escalating to larger requests. When someone has said yes to you once, they're psychologically primed to say yes again. This happens because of a principle called commitment consistency. Humans have a deep psychological need to appear consistent with their previous actions and decisions. Here's a real-world example. Instead of asking someone to volunteer for a 4-hour weekend event, start by asking if they support the cause. Once they say yes, ask if they'd be willing to sign a petition. Then ask if they'd share information with their friends. Finally, ask if they'd like to volunteer for just 1 hour. Each yes makes the next yes more likely. Another powerful psychological principle is reciprocity. Humans are hardwired with a powerful psychological drive to return favors. This isn't just politeness. It's a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors build cooperative relationships. When someone does something nice for you, your brain creates what psychologists call a psychological debt. You feel uncomfortable until you've returned the favor and balanced the scales. Smart people use this principle by giving first, before they ask for anything in return. The key is that your initial gift or favor should be unexpected, personal, and meaningful, even if it's small. Here are some examples. Bring coffee for a coworker who's been stressed. Send a helpful article to someone who mentioned a problem, or give a genuine compliment that shows you've been paying attention to their work. Studies show that people are 3 times more likely to comply with a request when it follows an unexpected favor. The final psychology trick is based on how your brain processes information. Your mind doesn't evaluate things in isolation. It constantly compares new information to whatever came immediately before it. This is called the contrast principle, and it explains why the same swimming pool feels freezing if you just got out of a hot tub, but refreshing if you just finished a workout. You can use this principle to influence how people perceive your offers, requests, or even your personality. The secret is controlling what you present first, because that becomes the anchor point for everything that follows. If you're negotiating salary, don't start with your target number. Start higher, then compromise down to what you actually want. Real estate agents use this constantly. They'll show you an overpriced house first, making everything else seem like a bargain by comparison. So there you have it. 7 psychology tricks that actually work in real life. But here's what's really important to understand. These techniques are most powerful when you use them ethically, to build genuine relationships and create win-win situations. The Eyebrow Flash builds authentic connection. Mirroring helps you understand others better. Strategic pauses lead to deeper conversations. The Benjamin Franklin effect creates real friendship. The foot in the door technique helps people feel good about their choices. Reciprocity builds long-term relationships. The contrast principle helps people make better decisions. Remember, true influence isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human psychology well enough to communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these psychology tricks surprised you the most? Have you noticed people using any of these techniques on you? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you want to learn more psychology secrets that can transform your social interactions, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post new psychology content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.